Alright, this video is for modern Stanley planes. The modern Stanley plane has had a pretty bad rep recently. A lot of the people in woodworking magazines and such have said that they're junk, that they can't produce fine work. Now I'll freely admit that modern Stanley planes, if you're comparing them against a Lee-Nielsen, the Lee-Nielsen is better. However, I do feel that the price of a Lee-Nielsen is such that to say that you have to have this tool is to produce good work is wrong. And in fact, I have been able to produce fairly good results with modern Stanley planes with little to no tuning. So I'll just show you right here by going across some elm with my various planes to show you just what I'm talking about. As you can see here, this is a pretty thin shaving. And as you can also see, the mouth is open fairly wide. I usually use this to level off my work after bringing it down to size with my foreplane. Now this plane is the 5.5. I debated on showing this because Stanley no longer makes this plane, but it was bought new and it is a modern plane made in England. It's just not currently being made now, but I decided to use it anyhow. Once again, as you can see, went through the wood easily. Nice thin shaving. Actually did better than the number 7. And just a note on the wood. The wood I'm using is elm. It's a hard wood. It has tight interlocking grain. And this piece is a cut-off piece because it has knots, which has a lot of reversing grain. I'm using this piece because if I would use something like yellow pine or white pine, a wood that's very easy to plane, you could always cry foul. But so here I just wanted to use something that was obvious, that was hard to plane. This is my number 4.5. This is still made, no longer made in England. Stanley moved all their plane production to Mexico, but it's still using that design. So once again, nice thin shavings and a fairly open mouth. I like to keep my mouth pretty open to let the shavings flow through, to avoid them getting jammed. And I really haven't seen much benefit keeping the mouth really tight. This is a number 4 corrugated. Most number 4s you see in stores like Lowe's, they have a smooth bottom. I actually like corrugated. That's why most of my planes do have the corrugated bottom. This here is my favorite, the number 3. This plane I actually did no tuning to at all. All the previous planes I did either had to replace a frog or flatten the sole. This is exactly as it was when it came out of the box. This is my absolute favorite. And this is the tightest mouth I have, and it's the farthest down the chip breaker I have. I usually like to keep my chip breakers back from the blade a pretty decent ways. I mean, you can see here, that's the closest I get, and even by that standards, many professionals would take issue with that, saying it's too far back for smoothing work. But I find any tighter and the mouth just gets completely clogged. Once again, this is just my favorite. Now also, we have the Stanley block planes. I like block planes are good for end grain work. I have this backed off, as you see, just for taking out saw marks on the ends. I mean, that just cleans up so fast. I like the low angle one. Like I said, this is a modern Stanley. You can buy it at any hardware store. This is the standard angle block plane. I don't really like using this for end grain. I like the low angle one, but for doing a chamfer, I even go against the grain. Like for chamfering wood, you even take a bigger bite. It works extremely well. Or sometimes we're just cleaning up the ends, like so. And here, these are actually fairly thick shavings, to show that you can get thick shavings as well. This demonstration was a little bit rushed, but that's about it. Basically, this was done, as I said, for the person who wants to get into woodworking, wants good tools, but cannot afford the high-priced ones. You can buy modern Stanleys. They can do very nice work. Require minimal tuning to do this, and if you decide to buy them, you shouldn't feel cheated, because overall they're really good tools. I like them. So yeah, if you want to buy these, go for it. Thank you.